What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Brew 30. Today we're going to be reviewing a beer from one of my favorite breweries, Floyd's Brewing Company, all the way up in Munster, Indiana. And we're going to be reviewing Zombie Ice Double Pale Ale. So, for those of you guys who aren't familiar with Floyd's Brewing Company, they're one of the probably, I wouldn't say most famous, but maybe most infamous. I don't know. They're one of the most popular and sought after craft brews, or at least they were for a long time. They made a lot of really, really good beers that were really, really hard to find, especially prior to like the pandemic. It was hard to find a lot of those beers, but they hired some new people and they started making a lot of new styles and types of beers, and it's become a lot more available around here than what it used to be. A lot of people used to drive from all over the country to go get their beers at their brew house, and they also started a distillery. I'm not sure what's going on with it, but the most notable thing about Floyd's Brewing Company is every year they would have a festival called Dark Lord's Day, and it's probably one of the most popular beer festivals in the United States, if not the world. They'd get almost, I think the last time I went, they had almost, 8,000 people. I can't remember. But I have the distinct experience of going to Dark Lord's Day before it was big and then going after it was big. So Floyd's is a really, really good brewery. I know they've cut back a little bit post pandemic, but they are putting out a lot of really good beers still. And this one here, Zombie Ice, is one of my favorites that they're putting out. Now, Zombie Ice is a double pale ale off their Zombie Dust pale ale, which is probably one of my favorite beers of theirs. I used to enjoy it on tap quite a bit, and it was highly sought after for a long time, but it's really available now. So this came out, I believe, earlier this year. I just recently found it on the shelf at a local grocery store, and I decided to grab one and try it out. So not only will we be trying out this Zombie Ice, we'll also be pairing it with this really cool figure that I got in from Mattel Creations the other day, He Skeletor. Now, for those of you guys who aren't familiar with Mattel Creations, it's Mattel's, I guess, crowdfund arm where they kind of put out special release items that are only available on the Mattel Creations website. And here we've got this He Skeletor figure, which is I guess you'd call it an Elseworlds figure if you're a fan of comic books. So it's kind of the concept if Keldor, who was Skeletor prior to becoming Skeletor, had got the Sword of Power and became a hero, and he would have become He Skeletor, which is a cool it's a cool concept. I think it's neat. I bought this for my son. I buy all my He-Man figures for my son. He loves Masters of the Universe, but I figured I'd share this today on this episode of Brew 30. So, like the last episode that I did, we will be enjoying this beer in a Floyd's Brewing Company glass. I got this at the actual brewery last time I was there. So, let's go ahead and open this bad boy up and try it out. Now, of course, this is how I pour beer. Some people pour it differently. You do you, and I'm going to do me. Now, this hasn't been in the fridge very long since I bought it this morning, so it's a little warmer, but I enjoy my IPAs a little bit on the warm side. So we'll back it up here so you can see it. Let's adjust the camera a teeny bit so you guys can get a good look at this beer. So it pours a deeper amber color. Now, if you've had a Zombie Dust, it's probably a little bit darker than a Zombie Dust. A nice head on it. Now, this is supposed to be a double Zombie Dust, so the alcohol by volume is 8.5%, so it's a pretty hefty beer. So you're probably not going to want to drink too many of these babies, or it might actually turn you into a zombie. So I wouldn't suggest drinking maybe more than two, but that's you. You do you, I'll do me. What's it say on the can here? It says, crafted with an unholy amount of citra hops, this double undead pale ale heralds the zombie evolution after the dust is settled from the apocalypse. That's a pretty cool Pretty cool little little deal on the can there. The can's really cool. As with all three Floyd's cans and bottles, they always have really cool art. So you can see here the zombie face on there. The three Floyd's are, I guess you'd say zombie ice or zombie ice. We're trying to get it right on the camera here. But yeah, really cool, man. Three Floyd's always does it big when it comes to the artwork. They're essentially what I would call a heavy metal brewery. They've done a lot of collaborations with heavy metal bands like Amon Amarth, High on Fire, let's see, Cannibal Corpse. I'm probably missing a few in there. Let's see, I can think of one more. Shoot, I can't think anymore right now. That's okay. My dad brain's kicking in. But anyways, it says a large amount of citra hops, which is kind of what Zombie Dust is known for, is that really floral aroma of the beer. So this definitely has that citra hop profile. Now, if you've ever had a Zombie Dust on tap, I think it's the best pale ale out there on tap. It's second to none. You know, yeah, I'll do a Zombie Dust review one of these days, and I'll share a story with you guys. But this has definitely got a really nice, heavy citra hop aroma. Let's try a taste. That's pretty gosh darn good. I'm trying to cut down the cussing so YouTube doesn't demonetize my videos. No, that's pretty goddamn good. Now, super hoppy, got a super amount of citra hops right off the bat, but since it's a double, it's got a little more malt and just a little bit sweeter on that back end, which is really, I think, consistent with your double imperial style beers, like your double IPAs, your double pale ales, so, or your stouts, imperial stouts. It's got a little bit sweeter because I think the malt is a little more prevalent in there. Again, I don't know shit about beer, how to make it. I know a little bit how to make beer. I've helped some guys make it before, but I just know what I taste and what I get out of beer. So this is me. Again, there's a lot of beer nerds out there, have giant long beards, skinny jeans, who know a shitload more about beer than I do. So definitely check out their channels if they're out there. But this is a great beer, man. I really enjoy this. This comes in a 6-pack. Let's see. I got the box over here. It's a 6-pack box. Really cool. I think it's around $15.99 a 6-pack, which I think is pretty reasonable for a beer that's 8.5%, especially in today's economy. But this is a super dope beer. If you're in this area, which I'm up in, you know, I'm in central Illinois here. Obviously, there's probably been a ton of people who've tried this. If you're up in the Chicagoland, northern Indiana area, I'm sure you've already had this. But if you're around here where I live, definitely try to find this. It's available at most places, I think, like Benny's Beverage Depot. You can probably find it there, and you can definitely find it places in Indiana. But it's definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of pale ales and IPAs. This almost drinks like an IPA, like a double IPA. There's not a lot of difference between the two. Still has a really good hop profile, and it's just a great beer. And this is a great He-Man figure too. So it's one of those things, man, where, you know, excuse me, beers are, like I said, super subjective. Like anybody can drink a beer, the same beer, and they can get completely different flavors out of there than what you'd find on well, I guess what you experience in just about anything. So really cool beer. It's a really great beer. I like it a lot. I'm glad I bought it, and you guys should definitely check this out if you're a fan of this style of beer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this beer review, and hope you guys enjoyed He Skeletor. And until the next time, guys, cheers.